Hello, we are back to Kazakhstan, way over eastern Kazakhstan now. The mountains over there are the border almost already with China. And this is Lake Zaisan. We are heading for a town called Zaisan, which is pretty unremarkable, really. It just has an airport. I couldn't find any information about it other than it was founded in the 19th century. But this lake here is very important. Lake Zaisan has been, since it's the main freshwater source for this whole area, it has been disputed over the millennia. The first history that we have is actually that it was disputed between Proto-Chinese people a few millennia ago, and then the Turkic people moved here in the beginning of the Christian era, and then of course it was taken by the Mongols during their expansion after the first millennium. But hold on, we don't have ATC because the airport does not support it, so I'm going to improvise an NDB approach. We are almost at the point where the arrival procedure begins. So I will start descending. To about 4,500 feet. And I'll see if I can sort of vector myself to the approaches, which is actually an NDB approach. The only instrument we have is the ADF. Right about now. I also finally added custom views for the Aerostar, so it should be better now. So I'll see if I can just do a direct to this. Apparently I can, so we're heading to 162 degrees. And this would take us to the final approach fix, which is not too far as we descend. And then after the Mongols left, this was ruled by the Chinese, although it's very far from the Chinese capital, so there wasn't a strong presence here. And the Russians began exploring this area in the 18th century and then claiming this area. And while there was no military conflict here, there were a few skirmishes here and there, and it was only in 1860 that the Russians and the Chinese signed a treaty which kind of fixed the borders, even the current borders between China and what is now Kazakhstan. And of course this happened in 1860, and the town we're heading to, Zaisan, was founded in 1868, so that's already a consequence of the treaty. Okay, we are going very fast. But it's fine. I just need to be ready to do a final turn. Our final approach is 089. So let me get the the ADF ready for that. So you see the town is around over here. The mountains already begin to get high, so there are mountains to the south, immediately to the south. So the airport might be windy, we won't have any information about it. But once we get 4,500 feet, I'll start slowing us down. And also lower temperature, but the airport's about 2,000 feet high, so 4,500 is very much a default altitude for a final approach. Here we go. So let's slow down. Get fuel pumps and landing lights. Yeah, this is the turn. So I'll see if I can do a descending turn towards the runway. This is probably not a good idea. We need to slow down faster, so I can get flaps and whatnot going. There we go, flaps. Fine here. We can get gear, full mixture. Gear is fine. Bit more power. A little more speed. Don't risk stalling. Oops, wrong. I want to have the ADF fully visual here. And now this is actually going to be an interesting landing. I can't see the runway just yet. This has been a short flight, less than an hour. So see here in the mountains, so you gotta be careful with your approach. So once GPS tells us to turn, I will disengage autopilot and start descending. We're flying slowly now. Once we descend, we'll pick up some speed. The ADF is almost 90 degrees, so this should be the runway. Okay, let's see how this goes. This might be a huge mistake. Now, pilot off, turning, and pointing down. Speed's picking up. There is an offset. This time I actually checked between the runway and the approach chart. Not a large one. So Zaisan, the city, should be that. Now I'm going visually and by the ADF. Don't need to worry about the HSI. 7 miles, so we can descend more or less at our leisure. Speed is okay. I'll try not going with full flaps. I think it's better. There does seem to be some wind. Once we get about 2,500 feet, I'll go full props. Looks nice with the mountains, nice weather. Lots of farms, which is expected for Kazakhstan. Can even get some external views. Let's be cheeky. Not too much, not too much. Okay. I like the landing lights on the Aerostar though. I mean, I like everything about the Aerostar, pretty much. It has been released for Flight Simulator 2020 actually. It wasn't in the initial plans, but they reconsidered and they released it just yesterday, so if you have the older sim, you can also enjoy the Aerostar, and you definitely should. Okay. There's the runway, there's the town, everything looks fine. Speed is fine. Still about 2 miles. Going over the roads. Props, as you can hear. Plane still stable. Look at the town. Look at the fields and look at the runway. We are going to land the plane. Responsible. Power down. Yeah, there is a crossing. See, we are crabbing a little bit. Let's see if I can nail this. No, I didn't nail this. Too fast, too fast. Yeah, a bit hairy, but the Aerostar doesn't need that much runway, so we made it. Wow. Okay, flaps up. Extra down. Fuel pumps. I guess I'll have to turn around for a taxiway. Come on, baby. Yeah. Anyway, here we are at Zaisan, Kazakhstan. Interesting landing. I figured it would be hard and I should have slowed down a little bit more promptly, but I've done much worse. Okay, I'll stop here. Next time we'll definitely go to Almaty. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.